everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. And I just came back from a multi-week international trip using my Away suitcase for the very first time, and I had been really debating for quite some time, honestly probably for a few years, whether I wanted to try out an Away suitcase because I've always been a just repeat Samsonite user. And I decided, why not try it out? And now that I have, and I took it on the ultimate test, my first international trip post the whole pandemic, or as things are getting better at least, and I thought, why not share with you guys what I think of the Away suitcase to help you figure out if that extra cost is worth it. I'm gonna bring the suitcase closer to me and we can take a look together. So this is my Away suitcase. I only have one, and this one is the medium. This is what it looks like, and I wanted to get the medium because I tend to be an overpacker, and if I get a large, I feel like I'm going to more easily overpack and have it be more easily 50 pounds and over, which is the limit, as we all know. And for a multi-week international trip, I didn't just want to have a carry-on, but they do come in 4 different sizes. They come in the smallest carry-on, they come in the bigger carry-on, they come in the medium, and in the large. And if I was to get another suitcase, I'd probably get the bigger carry-on as well. Overall, I would say I would recommend this suitcase. It definitely is a lot more expensive than a lot of other suitcases. I would used to get the Samsonite suitcases from Macy's, and they were always on sale, and overall pretty good. I wouldn't not get one again, but I just found myself constantly having parts of the suitcases in the past fall apart. Most recently, my favorite Samsonite that I've been using for quite some time, but at the same time it only been used for a couple of years. One of the wheels, half of it had broken off, and I was debating whether to fix that wheel, whether to get a new Samsonite, whether to get a different new suitcase, or to get an Away. And I decided obviously to get the Away, and I didn't want to risk having kind of a janky wheel on a very long international trip. And I really liked this suitcase. For one, I really like how it glides. I can really feel the difference of how easily it just glides on the ground compared to Samsonites or other suitcases. Again, I don't want to just talk badly about Samsonite, but I really like how easily it glides. I love how customizable it is. I was able to get my initials engraved for an extra cost on the tag. And I also like, a lot of suitcases have this, but it has the TSA lock, and you just take your little sidebar and you pop it out like that. They also have on their suitcases the regular and the expandable version, and I always like to get the expandable version. And what I do is I try to pack my suitcase only closed like this when I am leaving for my trip, and then as I purchase different things along my trip, or maybe my folding isn't as great as I'm going along my trip towards the end and I'm not able to compress things as well, because I find that happens sometimes, then I can leave with it being expanded and I know that I have that extra wiggle room as well. And another thing I really like about this suitcase is that it has obviously the handle up here and also the handle on the side like many do, but it also has one down here, and it's like an inner grip, so that way you can really easily lift your suitcase up and off of the ground. One thing I will say about this suitcase, the only really regret that I have is I really do love this color, and I knew I wanted this color, but as you might be able to tell, it got quite scuffed up on my trip. And I went on 2 different tours back to back in Central and South America, and when the people on my South America tour, which was the second one of the 2, found out I got this suitcase right before this big trip of mine, they were shocked at how dinged up it got. But I think that's more just the coloring of the suitcase and not the actual Away brand itself. So although I love this color, I don't know if I'd recommend getting the lighter colors. If you really do like the color and you're willing to have it be okay being like the marks being easily shown, then I'd still recommend getting this color. But for the most part, it shows up pretty obvious, but they do have a lot of darker colors as well to choose from that might hide those spots as well. And it does come with a little kind of like a magic eraser type sponge cleaner. I tried to clean off some of the marks and I couldn't get them all out. So that's one thing that I've noticed for sure, but maybe for a carry-on, because you're not going to be checking it in and it's more in your control and it's not most likely going to get as dinged up, you can get a lighter color, but that's just one thing to know. So just looking at it closer, there's just all these different kind of marks on the side, and although this now has gone through 2 trips, I've gone on a domestic trip since. It has done a lot of travel in the first 2 months that I've had it, but it still has gotten pretty hit. That's kind of how it looks like after some travel as well. This is how the inside of this suitcase looks like. It has your typical side here that has a mesh pocket. You can open up just like that and see the inside on the left. And then you have this compartment that I haven't noticed in many other suitcases. You just unbuckle the buckles like that, and it acts as like a topper, essentially a compressor on the right side of the suitcase. And I actually really like this because I'm always afraid when I overpack my bag that it's going to somehow unzip and explode while it's in the process of being in cargo. And with this, I know that on this side, this mesh part is closed, and on this side, although it doesn't zip all the way around, it's still on top and is keeping this side of the suitcase enclosed. And it also, like I said, acts like a compressor, so when you put it on and then you buckle, you can basically tighten it as tight as you can and it'll push down as well. And it has this zipper compartment that you can open up and just put whatever you'd like in here. I found this to be quite a convenient extra compartment to just put kind of random things. Like on my South America and Central America trip, I just put like sunscreens, bug sprays, my travel towel, just little odd things that might not fit with like me wanting to put most of my clothes in here and wanting to put like toiletries and shoes and stuff, but kind of the odd random little bits I would put in here, and it worked really nicely. The other thing I really like about this suitcase is it has this that I've never seen before. You can unzip the liner itself and take it off after a trip and wash it, which I find to be really convenient as well. And it's the case for both sides of the suitcase where there's a zipper around and you're able to take off the liner and wash it, which I really love. Another thing I really love about this suitcase is that this pocket that you might have seen earlier on the side with the little button on the inside and this zipper actually houses this detachable little laundry bag, which is really convenient during my trips, and I would just put my dirty clothes in here. And then when we did laundry on my trip, I just took this easily to the laundry room. I didn't have to look for random plastic bags, and I just really loved that as well. Also, don't mind my dog who's making a guest appearance. But another thing, and I think the thing that sold me the most on this suitcase, is that for me in the past, like I'd mentioned, I just would be getting different suitcases every couple of years because something would fall apart and break. Oftentimes it was the wheels. And I was actually able to go to an away store, which they do have those, and I didn't know that. And when I was there, I was asking about their policy with parts breaking and repairing and all of that stuff, and their warranty essentially. And they said they have a lifetime warranty, so that if something breaks or is wrong, you can give it to them and they will fix it for you, which is a big thing for me because I hate having to rebuy a new suitcase every couple of years. I just feel very wasteful. I also get kind of attached to my suitcases. Like my last Samsonite was this really pretty kind of sage green color, and I really wanted to continue using it, but I was just trying to find spare parts on Amazon, but they weren't from Samsonite. And I tried to see if I could take it to a Samsonite store to get it fixed, and they said because it's not a true Samsonite store but an affiliate, they couldn't do it. So it's just all these different hassles, I guess. And so when I heard about that lifetime repair warranty, I thought, okay, I'm going to be willing to spend more money on a more quality suitcase that I know I can just take for repairs in the future. And so far I've been really happy with it. And another thing on the side is I forgot it upstairs and I'm a little too lazy to grab it, but I might add in a clip, but they have these little pouches or cases that are hardcover, just like the suitcase themselves, that they sell, and I thought it was the cutest thing in the store when I saw it. So I got it, and it looks exactly like this suitcase, just very, very small. I like to joke that it is my dog's suitcase because it matches her size very well, and I didn't know what I'd use it for, but I knew I had to get it. And it's the perfect cable case. I would just throw all my cables in my backpack. Sorry I keep moving. I knew filming outside would be a bit of a risky idea, but I thought it's such a beautiful day and to show off my suitcase. Honestly, it's also a bit dirty right now and I don't really want to bring it in my house, but I'm now trying to run away from the sun that keeps moving. But anyway, so I grabbed that little case, and it is the perfect case for my different cables that I have. I have, like all of us, lots of different cables, one for my Apple Watch, iPhone, laptop, iPad, Kindle, DS, everything, and I will just always throw it into my backpack because I always travel with a checked bag and a backpack. And I decided to use this case for all my chargers and cables, and it works beautifully. I love it, and I very much so recommend using those for that purpose, but obviously you can use it for whatever purpose. I'm even debating on getting them in more colors. But yeah, that is kind of overall my review of my Away suitcase. I think for long international trips, using the medium suitcase and using packing cubes and having a backpack as well as a carry-on just all worked very nicely, and I very much so recommend these suitcases. So if you have any questions or any comments about the Away suitcases, let me know. I'm curious to know if you have one or not, because I definitely had heard about them for a long period of time and have finally jumped on the bandwagon. And yeah, so I'm really excited to travel with this in the future. I'm not planning to go anywhere for a few months now, but I have been traveling with this Away suitcase for the last 2 or so months, almost the whole time, and it's been very great. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video of mine. Bye!